Hello, bookworms. Yes, we are going to talk about my obsession with Frida McFadden. I love her so much. Okay, I'm going to go through all of these books. I have not read every single book by her, but I've read a lot of them, clearly. And I'm going to kind of give a brief description over each one. And I don't know, if you're thinking about reading her, I hope that you do. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start with the ones that I like the least to my favorite. I think it'll be more interesting that way. First, I did not like The Teacher. I liked it, but I think what happened was that I just knew what was going on, like very quickly. Let me give you a brief description and just kind of read the back to you. Eve has a good life. She gets up each day, gets a kiss from her husband, and heads off to teach math at the local high school. All is as it should be, except last year, Kasem High was rocked by a scandal involving a student-teacher affair, with one student, Addie, at its center. But Eve knows there's far more to these ugly rumors than meets the eye. Addie can't be trusted. She lies, she hurts people, she destroys lives. At least that's what everyone says. But nobody knows the real Addie. Nobody knows the secrets that could destroy her if people at the school found out. And when Eve discovers the shocking truth, Addie will do anything to keep her quiet. The thing is I'm over 30 years old. So for me, like, reading this, I was just like, I know exactly where this is going. I get it. I know. I really wasn't thrilled. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I read it very quickly. I like how all of her books, it's like one chapter will be, let's see, this is part one, right? So it's like here, it's like Eve. And then it'll be another perspective, like another chapter, right? Or it'll get to chapter or whatever, like here it's Addie, right? So like, I love that she does that. I kind of feel like she's like the James Patterson of our time. Not that James Patterson is like gone anywhere. Like, James Patterson is still very much alive, I'm aware of that, but, and still writing. But I just feel like she gives us these, like, I can't put them down. Even though I didn't like it, I could not put it down. So that's The Teacher. I'm putting it at the top of the list as one of my least favorite Frida McFadden books. So the next book that I really did not love, The Housemaid is Watching. This is the third book in the trilogy, The Housemaid. Now, I loved the first two. Loved it. I didn't watch the movie. I already read the book, and sometimes they ruin it with the movie. But I don't know. I'll probably watch it when it's like free to stream or something, but I have not seen it yet. So anyway, this book just did not give me her. You know what I mean? Because like Millie's just like an incredible character. I loved her so much in the first two, which we'll get to. But this one was just kind of like, in my opinion, in my mind, completely my own thoughts. I didn't read this anywhere. I think she had a contract. I think that she was just trying to get through the 3 books because she probably had to like sign something that said she was going to make 3. And this one just fell really flat to me. It's Millie in the future, and you know, she's got all these different responsibilities and her life is different than the first 2 books. So like, naturally the character development is going to be different, and she just wasn't the Millie that we know her to be, and I was not a fan. I read it. I just wanted to complete the trilogy because I loved the first 2, but yeah, didn't love it. So the next book, Ward D. I did like this book. I thought it was really cool and it was so creepy. All right, so let me read the back. If you see cat hair floating around, I'm really sorry. I have 2 cats and it's just, it's everywhere. I can't do anything about it. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me read the back to you. Ward D is the hospital's mental health unit, and as a medical student, Amy is required to gain experience on the floor, but little do her colleagues know, it may force her to confront a past she's fought hard to forget. The night starts, the countdown begins. As the hours tick by, Amy grows increasingly convinced something terrible is happening within the ward's tightly secured walls. When patients and staff start to vanish without a trace, it becomes clear that everyone on the unit is in grave danger. Amy never wanted to spend the night on Ward D. Now she might not make it out alive. Now, what's so cool about this book is that, okay, you're around lunatics, dangerous people, not so dangerous people as well. Some of them are just a little off or have, situations where they can't take care of themselves and like it's too much on their families, or they don't have family or whatever, like everybody kind of has like their own reason to be there, but some of them are actually dangerous and like a danger to themselves and others. So the problem is that like you don't know if these things are actually happening or if Amy's going crazy because she's locked in this ward. So there's no cell service, it's super locked down. There's even like certain codes to get in and out of certain doors, so it's not like anybody can just come and go. And then like she's kind of trapped in some circumstances, and then it's like they haven't slept and like time feels really weird because it's like in a really weird area of this hospital, so it feels like it's so secluded. Like there's a lot of moving parts happening on Ward D. I really liked this book. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Freida book, but I really enjoyed reading it, and I enjoyed the timeline jump. So there's like 8 years before and then present day. She does that a lot in her books, right? But, and then there's even like countdowns. This one says like 12 hours till the morning and so on. So like there's just like a lot happening like within the ward, and I really enjoyed it. It was interesting. I liked a lot of the characters. I really liked the not knowing if she was actually like losing it or if she was completely sane and other people were just trying to make her think that. Like it kind of leaves you like you're not really sure what to make of it, but there is a conclusive ending in a way. So I loved it. It was a good read. Next up, One by One. This book, I'm so sorry if you hear my stomach. This book was really cool. However, there was parts of it I really didn't like, and it's actually a little smaller. I don't know if you can see the difference here. Let me show you. This is The Housemaid, One by One. It is a little smaller, with like shorter read. And there was some things I didn't like about this book, but that was the point. So the characters, there's certain characters that are just so unlikable. Like it is impossible to like them, but I feel like you're supposed to feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, hi, Suki. This is Suki. Suki likes to come around and say hi, and that's where all the cat hair is everywhere. But that's Suki, and she just likes to hang out sometimes. Suki, Suki. She just likes to do her thing, you know. She's real cool. Okay, so back to One by One. The characters are really, oh, I got cat hair all over me. The characters are really unlikable, and here's why. I'm just gonna read the synopsis to you. Claire Matchett needs this trip. It will be a break from work and raising children, a chance to repair her damaged marriage, a week of hiking and hot tubbing with friends at a luxurious hotel in the woods, disconnected from the pressures of real life. Then, on a lonely dirt road, Claire's minivan breaks down. With no cell reception, the group has no choice but to walk the rest of the way to their remote accommodation. But the forest is dark and difficult to navigate, and hours later, they're lost, hopelessly lost. As they venture deeper into the woods, the members of their party are struck down mysteriously one by one. Are they being hunted, and by what or who? As Claire's dream vacation descends into a nightmare, something becomes clear. Only one of them will return alive. So it's weird, to say the least. The book is very weird. There's a lot going on. You don't really know like what to make of it. There's like, the characters are just not very likable. That's all I'm gonna say. Is there's some of the characters that I was just like, what's happening? Like why are you like this? So it's good though. It does have a lot of like surprises. I will say that. Like there was a part where I really felt like I knew exactly what was going on. I'd figured it out, and then I did not figure it out. Like there was some very surprising moments. And for it being such a short read, I read it very quickly, of course, because you can't put her books down. Even the ones that I don't love that much, couldn't put them down. It's like, I need to see what's going on. And she leaves every chapter, like leaves off on like a little cliffhanger. So you're like, all right, what's another chapter? And before you realize it, it's 3:30 in the morning. So yeah, not my favorite. I didn't love it, but I did like it, and I did think it was interesting, and I did not figure it out. Like I really didn't. Like it took me a while to figure. It wasn't until probably like the last couple of pages, literally like maybe chapter 38 or something. That's where I opened it up to. But it probably wasn't even until then that I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like it's still pretty good. Okay, so I do not have the original Housemaid on me because I let a friend borrow the first one, and that way she could like read the series. So I don't have it on me, but this is book 2. And I think book 1 would follow it. That's why I'm kind of pairing these together. I think I would put like this one, and then my next book would have been The Housemaid. I loved them. I really did. If you don't know, I mean, let me just tell you, read the back for you. It's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past. So I thank my lucky stars that the Garricks miraculously gave me a job, cleaning their stunning penthouse with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in their shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Mrs. Garrick or seen inside the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I notice spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgown when I'm doing laundry. And one day, I can't help but knock on the door. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. That's when I make a promise. After all, I've done this before. I can protect Mrs. Garrett while keeping my own secrets locked up safe. Douglas Garrick has done wrong. He's going to pay, and it's a simple question of how far I'm willing to go. Now, if you have not seen The Housemaid or don't know what's going on, it's very similar where Millie has a past. she has a violent past. She didn't grow up in the best of circumstances. She had some things happen in her life that led her to really wanting to protect women. And that's kind of what's going on here. Book 1 and book 2 are very similar in that way. There's a lot of similarities between the two, but I kind of think this one's better than the original Housemaid. Like, I feel like she was able to like amp it up a little bit when the first book got so many like good reviews and people just loved it. So I loved this one. I think I like this one more than the Housemaid. So I know I said I would probably put them the opposite, but nah, I think the first Housemaid I like a little bit less, and then this one I loved it. It was so good. It was just so like, what's gonna happen? Who are these people? Like, what I love about these is you don't know who to trust. Like, you love Millie and you just want to see Millie like make it out and like succeed. So I really loved this book. I think if you're gonna do the books, 1 and 2 are fine. Like, honestly, book 3, you can if you just love her so much and you want to read all 3 of them the way I did. But book 2, but you should read book 1 first. I don't feel like it's like an anthology. Like, I think that it's gonna be a lot better if you read book 1, because you will get the full story and the full background and like a better understanding of who Millie is and like why all this is as interesting as it is. For our next book, Dear Debbie. I loved Dear Debbie. She is crazy. Debbie is wild. Okay, so I'm gonna read the back and then I'll kind of explain like why I loved it so much. Debbie Mullen is losing it. For years, she has compiled all of her best advice into her column, Dear Debbie, where the wives of New England come for sympathy and neighborly advice. Through her work, Debbie has heard from countless women who are ignored, belittled, or even abused by their husbands. And Debbie does her best to guide them in the right direction. Or at least she did. These days, Debbie's life seems to be spiraling out of control. She just lost her job. Something strange is happening with her teenage daughters, and her husband's keeping secrets. According to the tracking app she installed on his phone, which she built, by the way, Debbie's done being the bigger person. She's done being reasonable and practical. It's time to take her own advice. And now it's time for payback against all the people in her life who deserve it the most. Now, I love a revenge story. I love it. I love when like, it's usually the women, right? That like, they've been like put down or something really bad has happened to them or they've been through some abuse or something and they just come back with a vengeance. It is one of my favorite genres of book, media, movie, podcast, whatever. I love it so much. And this gives all of that. So Debbie, she downplays how smart she is. And that's another thing I really love. I love the whole idea of like the smartest thing you can do is play the fool. I love that so much. And she does that so well. She acts like everything's cool. Like, what? I didn't see that. I didn't notice that. But she notices everything. She's brilliant. She went to MIT. She's brilliant. It's so good. And you know what? I hate her kids. Like, I understand they're teenage girls. I was once a teenage girl, but like, I would have just done anything for a mother like Debbie. Like, she just really loves her family and she goes all out every single day to like cook them good meals and do her best to be there for them, and whatever she can do. She gives the girls privacy, but then she's also trying to like have their back, and she totally has their back. Like, everybody wants a mother like Debbie, and they're just so awful to her. Like, I just want to like just their hair, like sit down and behave and respect your mother, appreciate her, because any of us would like love a mother like that. I wish I had a mother like that. No, but it's such a good book. I loved it so much. It was really great. And yeah, it gives you like some really cool vibes because you kind of go back in time when she was younger. And you also get her husband's perspective, and he's like a really interesting guy. It's a really cool book. I loved it. I read it so fast. I think I probably read it in like a day and a half. Like I could not put it down. It's not that big. It's kind of standard like her other ones, but yeah. And then the advice column, like, cause she like has like an online like local column, crazy. Like the things that she's telling these women to do. I was like, okay, Debbie, like, dang girl, tell us how you really feel. Love her. I love her. Debbie's like one of my favorite characters of all of the books that I've read by her. She's definitely one of my favorite characters. Very crazy, lunatic, but like in the best ways. So I love Dear Debbie. For my next book, The Surrogate Mother. Oh my gosh. When I tell you this one was like so cool and so interesting and so crazy, I loved it. I loved it because, again, like I really felt like I knew exactly what was going on. I was like, oh, I get it. I know exactly what this is. No, you don't. There's some parts where you're like, is this the ending? I was just like, no, there's no way. Like, crazy. Okay, so let me read the back for you. Abby wants a baby more than anything, but after years of failed infertility treatments and adoptions that have fallen through, it seems like motherhood is not in her future. That is, until her personal assistant, Monica, makes a generous offer to serve as a surrogate. It's an offer that will make all of Abby's dreams come true. But soon, strange things start happening, and it turns out Monica isn't who she says she is. The woman now carrying Abby's child has an unspeakable secret, and she will stop at nothing to get what she wants. It is really crazy. Like, Monica's secret is actually like insane. So like, I think what I loved about this book was, okay, well, what I didn't like is that Abby was like being kind of a pushover. Like there was moments where I was like, Abby, if you don't get this bitch together, I don't know, like I don't know why you're letting this chick walk all over you. Like, what is wrong with you, Abby? Like, get it together, do something about this. Like, there was moments where I was like, Abby needed a friend like me, because I would have put Monica in her place real quick. But the thing is that what I loved is that Abby, like, she does her things for a reason. Like there is like, there's a method to why she does what she needs to do. So it does work out in a way that I was like, okay, fine, I like Abby. But there were moments where I just really didn't like Abby, because I'm like, girl, come on, like, Monica, for real? Like, there's just no way. There's no way I would allow this, but whatever. So I didn't like, yeah, that there was moments where Abby was just a little too weak for me, but it does have a good story, and it leads to a lot of surprises, and like a lot of, it was just so good. It was definitely one of my favorites. Monica's a lunatic, and I love a crazy girl. I love crazy girls in books. And so Monica does some stuff that you're just like I would not expect that. Like, I don't, you know, like, I guess that's what it is that like Abby's trying to like handle it the way that like she thinks she should handle it, but it is great. The ending had me like, what we gonna do, Abby? It's a good one. If you have not read any Freida McFadden books, like, you could pick this one up and you will love it. You'll love it. It's perfect blend of craziness, but still good story and lots of surprises. Next up, The Locked Door. Man, this book was so good. I loved it. Okay. It's one of her like darker, like, it's dark. It's very dark. But the thing about Freida is she does dark in a very clean way. It's not overwhelming. It's not gonna give you nightmares, but it will make you think. And she went pretty dark with this one, which I love. I love a dark book. I can go very dark, but you know, Freida's just a little bit more fluffy. Okay, so let me read you the back. Some doors are locked for a reason. While 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars, and Nora is a successful surgeon with a quiet, solitary existence. Nobody knows about her past, and she'll do anything to keep it that way. Because she's like changed her name and the whole situation. Yeah. Then one of her young female patients is murdered, killed in the same unique and horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. Somebody knows who Nora is. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime. But she's not like her father. The police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in her basement. When I tell you, I read this book so fast because I was just like, no, there's no way. Oh my gosh, maybe she is nuts. What is this? Like, I was just going through the motions of the book. I loved it. It was, the thing about this book is that like, it kind of just makes you think for a while that like, yeah, that someone's trying to pin this on her. There's a copycat, like there has to be something. And then it gets to a place where you're like, am I being gaslit here? And you know, this chick, Nora, is actually like the craziest character we've ever seen in any of her books, but you just gotta read it. It is so good. It is so quick. It's a fast read. You will fly through it. If you're anything like me and you just like hate the cliffhanger and you're like, I need to know what's going on. So good. I loved The Locked Door. It's actually top 3 because this is out of my whole list that I have here. So I guess it would technically be 11 books because I don't have the house-made physical copy, but this would be number 3 out of like the books that I read. Like it's top 3. It's really good. It's top 3. The Locked Door, you have to read it. This is number 2. Wanna Know a Secret? This is the most recent one I've read by her. I just read it last month and I flew through it. I loved it. I thought it was so interesting. It was so cool. The twist, and see, okay, let me read the synopsis for you and then I'll tell you why it was like shocking to me. I got really surprised and I loved the surprise. Top says, everyone has secrets. Some are worse than others. Influencer and baking sensation, baking as in like she has a baking channel on YouTube. Baking sensation April Masterson knows the secret to the perfect gooey brownies, or how to make key lime squares that will melt in your mouth. But if you keep watching her offline, you might find some other secrets about April. Secrets she'd rather you didn't know. Like, where did her son go when he snuck out at night? What is she doing with the local soccer coach behind fogged windows? What's buried in her backyard? April's secrets are enough to destroy her. I'll make sure of that. So somebody is terrorizing April. Like, April's just trying to live her life, bake on YouTube, hang out with her kid, and like her husband works all the time, so like she's trying to hang out with him whenever he's home. She's on the PTA, like she's seemingly trying to live this like pretty normal life, this like influencer type life, and she wants everybody around her to think that her life is perfect, but it is so far from perfect. And I kind of like that because it really plays on this idea that like we see people, some people we actually know in real life and some we don't, that online their lives look so perfect, you know, their Instagram, everything, Instagram perfect house and the kids and the dog and the white picket fence and so on. And you know, even people online that we don't actually know, these other like makeup gurus or baking people, cooking shows, whatever it is that you watch, and their lives look so much better than ours, right? Like it's like they can buy whatever they want, they go on these lavish vacations and they do whatever, but that's not always what's going on. You know, that's just what we see. That's just what the camera captures. That's just what they choose to post. So it really goes into some dark stuff, and April's got some dark secrets. And I really like, I guess because I've read so many of these other books, and this is like the most recent book that I read, I kind of gathered that. Like, there was parts in the book where I was like, April, are you really a victim, or like what's going on? And if so, what happened that like this anonymous person is just like out to get you? Like, what is going on? And then when you start to unravel the secrets, you're like, oh, April, you are not a normal person. There's something wrong. Like, there's something going on. I loved it. I say read it if you can, if you want to, if you're interested. It's a pretty thick book. Nothing, you know, that you can't get through. I got through it in a couple days because I couldn't put it down, but that's kind of the theme of Freida McFadden with me. That's why I think she's like a James Patterson, because I was the same way. I used to read James Patterson all the time many years ago. It was like one of my favorites because it was just those quick reads and those thrillers, and I'm reading like 5 chapters before bed because I just like need to know what's going on. Like, that's how I feel about her books. Like, they just get me in. Like, I cannot put them down. She's incredible. But anyway, read Want to Know a Secret. Now, for the number one, my favorite Freida McFadden book, and I don't know if anyone's gonna top it, although she did just come out with The Divorce. I have not read The Divorce. I gotta go buy that, but for now, Never Lie. Oh my gosh, I already covered it on here. Like, I told the whole book, so you can watch that video if you want, or you can just go read the book because it's so good. It's my favorite Freida McFadden book. Okay. Sometimes the Truth Kills. Newlyweds Trisha and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams. They think they found it when they visit the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hill, a renowned psychiatrist who vanished without a trace years ago. But when a violent winter storm traps them at the estate, the house begins to lose its appeal. Stuck inside and growing restless, Trisha stumbles on a collection of audio transcripts from Dr. Hill's sessions with patients. As Trisha listens to the cassette tapes, she learns about the terrifying chain of events leading up to the doctor's mysterious disappearance. With each tape, another shocking piece of the puzzle falls into place, and a web of lies slowly unravels. But by the time Trisha reaches the final cassette, the one that reveals the entire horrifying story, it will be too late. When I tell you, this book had me like just like a crazy person, flipping and reading and flipping and reading. I loved it so much. And like I said, I did already cover it on here because when I was like thinking of like what books I wanted to talk about, I was like, I have to talk about this one. It was so hard to like talk about it because yes, I'm giving away spoilers and stuff, but there's so many jump cuts. I think more than like her other books. Like, there's so many jump cuts and there's so many little details to get into. I didn't even get into all of it. The book or the video would have been like 4 hours long. Like, I did not get into all of it, but you should read it. It was such a good one. It was definitely my favorite of all of her books. That's why it's at number 1 over The Housemaid. And The Housemaid is a movie. But this one should be a movie. Like, this one was insane. Dr. Adrian Hill, she's an awesome character, and you know, she's a therapist. So she has people coming to her home, but she charges a lot of money. Like, she's a very expensive therapist. She doesn't take insurance, private pay only. She does a lot of volunteer work, and she's just a really incredible character. But that kind of leads her to problems because she's such an incredible character. She's attracting people that are not the best people, and she likes that because she wants to help these people. She wants to understand them. She ends up using them to write a book, and that gains her more success and popularity. Like, she's just such an incredible chick. Like, she's somebody I would want to be friends with. Trisha, not somebody I'd want to be friends with. She's just kind of whiny, and she's kind of a weak character until you get into her background and so on, and it's really interesting. But this is my favorite Freida book, so that would be number 1. So this is the order. I will never stop. I will never stop reading Freida. I love her. She is my favorite author at this point right now. I don't know if she's my favorite of all time. Probably not. I've got quite a few others, and I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna talk more about other authors that I like and the books that I've read by them. But I just wanted to get into it because she is so cool right now, and she's like everywhere. Like, she puts out like 1 book a month or something. I'm not even kidding. I need to go get the divorce. Like, I want to go get it. I'll probably talk about that too, of course. But this is my Freida haul. She's so cool. I even lent, where is it? It would be under here. Because, yeah, I think I like book 2, The Housemaid's Secret, more than The Housemaid. But it would be here. But I think that's probably, yeah, these are books that I just cannot get over, and I lend them out. I tell everybody to read them because it's also for like the people that are like, I'm not really a reader, I don't have time. Audiobook it if you want, and like when you're driving around, listen to them. They're not super long books. I mean, you can kind of see here, they're not like the biggest books in the world. It's not Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or whatever. They're cool. So you can audiobook them or audio listen to them. They're great. I love them. I love Freida. And if you stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much. If you fell asleep, that's cool too, because that's the point of my little ASMR style videos. But if you're interested in any of them, please go and support Freida because she's super cool. All right, I'll catch you in the next one, bookworms. Peace.